Ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the 2019 Spalding Hoophall Classic at Springfield College in Springfield, Massachusetts, the birthplace of basketball. I am Cyril Zanetti alongside
Tony Petaway.
And we will begin our action now between the Putnam Beavers and the St. John Pioneers. Handing it off to Tony to tell us about the Beavers.
The Putnam Beavers mascot, last year's record of 18-4, head coached by William Shepard. They play in the Valley League. His assistant coaches, Wayne Moore, John Toledo, and Terrence Ryan, respectfully. The athletic directors, Nate Mayo, and the principal of Putnam High School, Mr. George Johnson.
Well, thank you for that, Tony. Now let's get into the basketball. St. John's with the ball now. It's 21, Bobby Duquette with it. Dishes it off, and the attempt is good. St. John's on the board. Nathan Bangadozu gets it to go, and now the Beavers will take over. It's Mikel De Jesus with it now.
As you saw on the play there, Bangadozu made the nice flashing move inside, able to avoid the defender off the glass for two.
Beavers able to bang it in. Jason Green Jr. for Beavers gets it to go, ties it up early on.
As they pick up defense man-to-man, as they're chasing around the horn.
Well, beautiful pass for the Pioneers, getting the bucket, number 22, Owen Morera. Now it's a 2-point deficit for the Beavers, looking to take over. With the ball right now is Taylon Martin, the returning Beaver, known for his greatness. Dishing it back up top to Martin. Martin fakes it, drives, spin fadeaway, incredible play right there.
Wow. Ties
it up on the spin fadeaway, 2-pointer.
Well, he gets it to go. Back to the action.
Foul
St.
called.
John's.
Foul called for St. John's. Dylan bounded in.
Putnam playing man-to-man, equally matched with the size. As I'm looking around the horn here, the guards are a little big.
Well, for the Pioneers right there, Powers was able to take over on that matchup as he got Jernigan to kind of fake away for it and go down, drive, and solid play right there for the Pioneers, as this is already starting off as a close game. De Jesus, the former Eagle, dishes it to the corner to Jernigan. Jernigan drive, rejection by the Pioneers.
Wow, I love the athleticism on that play as he really reached at the apex of his jump. Caught his dunk attempt, or at least a layup attempt, mid-air, and had the wherewithal to push the ball up the court.
Well, incredible stop from TJ Power as he was able to, like I said, stop that, and like you said, to definitely decline his attempt. And now it is Taylon Martin. If we have not previously mentioned, highly praised athlete, incredible player, and previously was at Putnam, transferred, and now he is back. And you got to know that Putnam is greatly appreciative to have him on the team, because that kid can play basketball.
As are we here, Ciro. We look at the defense being picked up, full court pressure. Man-to-man, the size equally, the point guards. We'll see what the distribution is.
TJ Power's shot is good, putting the Pioneers up now by 4.
They'll settle down and get into their offensive play as we see the play callers bringing it to the top, settle the offense, is calling out the play.
Well, the former Eagle, De Jesus, gives it. It's Martin. Martin drive. It looked like Jernigan went for a putback before the play was even done.
Yeah, I thought that one was on the edge of interference.
Yes, well, travel call on the Pioneers. That'll give it to the Beavers, gives them the chance to regain their confidence, as started off not as how they wanted here at the Spalding 2019 Hoophall Classic. You are watching Focus Springfield. Well, on the inbound, the Pioneers took over, and that is TJ Power the big man getting it. And once again, on that full court trap as they are pressing this early, and it's working for them.
Absolutely. As you saw, he was able to hedge and definitely defend the inbound pass and force a turnover. And you're definitely going to have to put a body on him. He's got some size and a little girth on him there.
So absolutely. And there was Jimenez that passed down to Martin. And Martin now spin move. Perfection on that play, other than getting rejected and denied over there. But I just love looking at his athleticism on what he can do with the ball. But obviously they're doubling up on him, and Pioneers know what they are doing.
They're going to have to actually pass that ball around the horn a couple times as they are collapsing on defense, and they're contesting every shot.
Oh.
Cyril, I'm loving the intensity on the defense from the Pioneers and what I've seen thus far.
And not only are they playing incredible defensively, but TJ Power playing awesome on the offensive part. And it's great to see a team that can be so consistent defensively and offensively. That is what you need in a basketball team, because this is a team sport. This isn't a player sport. And right now, the Pioneers are getting the best of Talon Martin in the Putnam Beavers, as we are seeing some great defense and offense, like both of us have been saying.
And as the Beavers, their last three outings, 73-43, a win over Pope Francis, their most recent victory, 70-45, a win over Commerce, and 68-45, a win over West Springfield. So they're off to a really good start as they boast a 9-1 record at this point in their season. Their leaders with field goals made, Talon Martin with 53, Nashawn Jernigan, 37, which is respectful, and Rudy Heidemann with 34 of those. On the three-point side of the ball, as we mentioned, our love and hate for the three-point arc. Rudy Heidemann with 18 made, Cecil Villa with 15, Talon Martin with 10. On free throws made, Talon Martin 30, Michael DeJesus 11, and Jason Green Jr. with 8.
Thank you, Tony, for those stats. We go down now. Out of these two, this rivalry has been heavily contested now, as of now, since 2014, they are 2-2 against each other, Putnam having 2 victories and St. John's with 2. And what place is better to break the tie at the Hoophall Classic here at Springfield College, Springfield, Massachusetts, the birthplace of basketball. TJ Power with the mid-range shot. He gets it to go, the microwave. They take a 10-point lead.
They are on fire, pardon me. I'm just so excited to be here and see this brand of basketball where it really matters. Every inbound, every contested shot, every point made is something to celebrate. And as the Putnam Beavers are trying to gain themselves on the offensive side of the house, I think if they just really settle down and play their offense, but that's not going to help.
Oh, what incredible block as Nashawn Jernigan does not give up. A turnover leads to a great stop, and it's Talon Martin now. Well, turnover for the Beavers.
Well, at least they're
going to call it
thinking
charging
more
on
of a
Martin.
basketball mindset now. They're going to have to settle themselves down, look for the pass to the open man, and capitalize. They're going to have to draw defense and give up some fouls and settle this charging Pioneers team.
Well, tuning in now, I am Cyril Zanetti with Tony Petaway, broadcasting for Focus Springfield at the Hoophall Classic. Honored to be here, and so far a great matchup as the Pioneers are getting the best of the Beavers, and truly a start. Incredible performance so far for TJ Power, banking down his shots and getting some good defensive stops as he has been subbed out. Attempt no good for the Pioneers. That was Owen Morera. The shot was no good, and now for the Beavers, it's Cecil Villa in.
And Powers leaves the game with 10 points already.
Well, shot no good, rebound for the Pioneers, and now as Morera could not hold on to the ball, and it will be Beavers' ball. Well, it is a 10-point lead for the Pioneers. They've held it, and there's 1:52 left to go, so the Pioneers, honestly, keep doing what they're doing. But the Beavers, what they got to do, slow it down, realize that this is a big game, and take wise shots and opportunities. Call the smart plays, call the plays that's been working for them all year, as they're a 9-1 team. And that is a play that I'm talking about. That is nice Sean Jernigan slamming it down, cutting the deficit to 8, and that's what the Beavers need.
Nice shot there with the follow through, and boy, the elevation and extension on that one. I thought he was about almost chest high on the rim on that one there, Cyril.
Well, power in again, and yes, absolutely. Great analysis on that play, because that truly was a fascinating dunk. Love it. It's DeJesus now.
They draw the defender, brings it in. Good bucket as he squares up and puts it in.
Well, DeJesus able to take over now as a Beaver, former Eagle. Now looking to have a good year at Putnam Vocational. Out of bounds on the Pioneers, and Beavers will take over.
A little fancy on that one, around the back, a little more like Marcus Haynes to show you how, a little globetrotter showmanship. But ineffective as it deflects off his man. As you said, the Putnam Beavers will give it a try.
It ends it off to Ruby Hemea. It's Jernigan. Jernigan back to Hemea.
They're going to have to attack that basket.
Cecil Villa's shot no good, and it's a TJ Power rebound.
Yes, sir. Putnam is going to have to take wiser shots and go to the rack and draw some fouls and slow this tempo down.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. They really got to slow the tempo down and take wiser shots, and also on the defensive end, stop the Pioneers. I couldn't see the call.
Foul on number 33 with the push.
Okay, so
number 3.
Number 3, Nashawn Jernigan gets called for the foul. As for the Beavers, and now the Pioneers inbounded in. It's Duquette. This is it down to 34, Torres.
Running a weave up top.
Back to
He's
Duquette.
settling for a shot as we're under the 1 minute mark, closer to 10 seconds left in this first quarter of action.
They saved the ball, and it's now DeJesus looking to get that half-court shot. Puts it up. No good. Ladies and gentlemen, the end of the first quarter is here. 14-8. Pioneers up. Beavers trailing. I am Cyril Zanetti along Tony Petaway. You're watching Focus Springfield here at the 2019 Spalding Hoophall Classic. Tony, let's just talk about real quick what the Beavers need to do to bring home this great victory for Springfield, Massachusetts.
They're going to have to settle down a little bit, Cyril. As you noticed, their shots aren't coming from the outside. They're going to have to bring it in, get some good looks at the hoop, maybe get them to commit some fouls, get to that charity strike, cash in on those free throws, and look at the entire court. They have the slashers. They have the athleticism on the wing. I think if they start feeding the post a little bit and making those baskets count, we'll be right back in this one.
Well, absolutely. We saw them spark what was a 10-point lead, and they retained them to not score from the 3-minute mark, and that's absolutely incredible in a turn of events for the Beavers, as they may have started off strong with the 2-2 and then 4-4, but then the Pioneers got the best of them, got that 10-point lead, and then the Beavers were able to make 2 field goals for themselves, put it to 8-14 at the end of the quarter, and I think that they're sparking the electricity that they need to wire down good offense, good defense, and stop the Pioneers from scoring the way they have been.
Yes, so we'll go back to the action as the Beavers are now in a man-to-man defense set. The advantage size-wise will go to the Pioneers, as big number 33 in your program is definitely towering over everyone at TJ Powers. There's some really good size on him.
Absolutely. Well, TJ Power looking for Morera on that play, but wasn't able to commit and finish. And now the Beavers will inbound it. DeJesus looking for Villa. Villa gets it back to DeJesus now. DeJesus will slow it down and set the pace for quarter number 2 and looking for the Beavers to take the lead.
Pioneers playing a man-to-man. The advantage with the height is helping them get the extra rebound.
Yes.
Putnam is taking one shot and they're going the other way.
Well, absolutely. It's definitely like that. Take the shot that you have and make the shot that you take. Because 6'6", 6'5", 6'5", and 6'6" for the Pioneers is definitely a height advantage over the tallest player on the Beavers being 6'4", and that is Sadiq Hartman. So the Beavers got to learn how to get that rebound against such a big team for this high school level. And now Power with it. Power bringing it down as a big man.
Well, that's an advantage when you can have your big man start your offense where you don't have to wait for that guard to come in and control the tempo.
Well, great rejection there for the Beavers as they stop Power for the attempt to drive it in. And what could have been an and one right there, but that was number 21, Bobby Duquette, who draws the foul onto the three-point attempt. Now this is where we were talking about earlier when we were watching the game, just having fun. It was the free throw line that really is important in the game of basketball. And free throw attempts can really just be something that is taken a little, not serious, but believe me, they're serious. He has 3 of them right here, and if he can make all 3 of them, he can boost the lead +3. And what's the biggest thing about them? They're free. They're free.
And they get to rest and get their thoughts together and size up everyone and get ready for the upcoming defensive assignments. As they make the substitutions, you make your adjustments now, you call out your plays, your point guard gets himself set, and it's back to basketball.
Duquette looking to go 3 for 3 from the free throw line, and he does boost the lead up. And that's what you need, and definitely what they were looking for. As it's now 8-17. The scoreboard might not be updated, but all 3 of them makes it 8-17.
And as you notice, the Pioneers picked up the pressure immediately on the inbound.
Well, one thing that I want to talk about once again was starting off big, the Pioneers instantly, after the Beavers made their second field goal, they went straight to that full court press.
Absolutely.
And that's definitely not, I wouldn't say bold, it's awesome to see that they go straight to it and make sure that they can secure the ball. And there it is, the Beavers able to get the rebound and the putback by Taylon Martin.
There's going to have to be a little more of that, where they're going to have to play big around that rim, because the second chances, the second options have been taken up in the forms of rebounds for the Pioneers. I'm glad to see that the tenacity on the Putnam side of the court is picked up some with Martin and company.
Well, now the Beavers will take over, and as the lead has increased over the past couple minutes that we have been in here, it's now a 7-point lead. So Beavers definitely looking to take over, and it's Martin using the pick, pushes it down,
nice
and
pass.
Great assist and a great drive. Good finish right there for Sadiq Hartman.
And that's what they need to do more of. Get that inside interior pass right inside. Size up on defense. Look, push the turnover, and they're back in the game with 3 baskets.
Well, Yusuf Walker draws the block, I believe. Draws the blocking foul.
I like that they're settling down. I think a big part of the nervousness is wearing off as they're playing in front of the home crowd. This is a big game. Fans, family, and television will create those nerves.
Absolutely. They're here in Springfield, Massachusetts at Springfield College, the birthplace of basketball. You are watching Focus Springfield, reporting for your public access channel. I'm Cyril Zanetti with Tony Petaway, and that was a great 3-pointer for Taylon Martin to cut the lead to 2. That is what we've been saying, what you need.
Big confidence on that shot. That was a big-time shot there, man. He squared up nice and even to the basket. The follow-through was there.
Well, Pioneers were able to force a timeout, force a turnover on that play, and then what looked to be Cecil Villa trying to get the ball back right before a strategic timeout from Coach Bob Foley Sr. Now, obviously, what we've been saying has been paying off. The Putnam Beavers, we both said that they need to slow it down, take the adjustments that they need, make sure that they're doing what they want to do and what they need to do. And obviously it's paid off as the deficit has dropped.
I'm loving what we're seeing this first half of action, this second quarter. Your score, 2-point deficit, 17-15. This is more like the Beavers that we've grown to watch over the years under the guidance and leadership of Coach William Shepard. Just a few more game facts. Currently, they're ranked number 2 on the Mass Lives Power Rankings. They're on a 7-game win streak, ladies and gentlemen. First 6 games, the average margin of victory is 1.5 points. The last 4 games, average margin of victories of 22. They're on a hot streak, so we're going to see that come into play as we get closer to the end of this first half of action. I predict that we're going to be in for something really special this second half of action.
You know, one big thing is, once a year, the Putnam Beavers get the chance to suit up and play at the Hoophall Classic, one of the biggest tournaments in the country for high school basketball, a prestigious tournament, and this is where they get to stand their ground and show that they are the representatives, well, one of the representatives for Springfield, Massachusetts, and obviously are one of 2 local days at Hoophall. Beavers are looking to turn around big time, but right there, the Pioneers are able to draw the foul on the Beavers and turn it over just like that, and that's what they need. I mean, both teams know what they're doing. You just gotta love how fast the Pioneers offense has transitioned right off the start. Right now, they're kind of slowing down, have only scored 3 points since the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. Now, that's obviously tough. They're on a big, a negative run, I should say, in the past 5 minutes, and it's not what they need or what they want. TJ Power finds Owen Morera in the paint, 4-2, and that increases the lead. 4 points, 4-point deficit for the Beavers, and now it's Martin looking to take over, slow it down, and do what he can to get a lead for the Beavers.
Pioneers back on man-to-man defense as they challenge the guards and dare them almost to come to the paint, but as you saw there, you will be rewarded if you take the high percentage shot more often than not.
Yusuf Walker able to take the strategic drive and set the pace as what could have been a great shot. No good. Rebound for the Beavers. Jason Green gets it, and now it's Walker. Walker with the nice fake. Pass to Cecil Villa in the corner. Was looking to take the lead, couldn't. And it's Green with the putback.
Great basketball.
Tie game, just like that. This is the basketball that the Springfield Putnam High School Beavers need to perform.
I think the nerves are settling, Ciro, as you saw. They're looking for that inside penetration. Go for that inside penetration. If you don't have it, smartly back it back out, reset the play, work your offense. Have confidence in the players around you, and things will come together.
Well,
easier said than done.
Yes, of course. Now, one thing that I just want to go back to is from the 3-ish 2-minute mark of the first quarter, the Pioneers were only able to score 3 points up until, obviously, their last drive, as they were able to score a good score for Owen Morera, and now it's back to Duquette at the free throw line, but that just shows that they went from scoring 14 points in 4 minutes to slowing it down and not playing how they wanted, and the Beavers were able to take advantage of that and score, as they have been on a great run. And now the Pioneers were able to take the lead back, but Putnam looking to tie it or push the lead.
And as you see, they're having that pressure right on every inbound to say to Putnam, you're going to have to earn everything that you make tonight, and we're going to make you work. I'm very excited to see the confidence that Coach William Shepard has in his players as he's substituted at least 4 deep in his rotation already.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's great to see a team that can use their subs to their advantage, and that's obviously been a weakness. Travel call on the Pioneers, the Beavers will take over, but as I was saying, a big weakness to some teams can obviously be not having the best bench, and with Shepard's team having a good bench can obviously be an attribute that you need to win the game, because it's easier said than done to have a very fast lineup, but then you go off to the substitutions and you just can't play the basketball you need. TJ Power denied. That friend request was rejected, and now they're going to be inbounding it, looking to get a better attempt and to tie the game or take the lead. 2 minutes and 55 seconds left to go. You are watching Focus Springfield, Putnam Beavers 19, and the St. John's Pioneers 21. Timeout called.
I really like what I saw on that. They're not afraid to go inside. Getting your shot blocked is a part of the game. Getting fouled is also rewarding because we get back to those free throws.
Absolutely.
Get that rest, and we'll go over for a timeout. Just another little tidbit, some facts about the game. Historically, Putnam has played Central High School in the last a number of years. When we say 2015, 2016, 2017, and 18, this is the first time in 5 years that Putnam has not played Central, and that Putnam has not played in the headlining game.
Yes, well, that's obviously a big stat. They're probably, well, not probably, they are used to, historically, being that headline game, especially here Thursday night. That is the boys' night for the Hoophall Classic 2019 now, and headlining tonight will be the Springfield Central Golden Eagles going against the High School of Science and Technology, also known as SciTech. So that'll be a good matchup. But now back to the action. Timeout ended, and the Beavers at 19 and 21, 18 on the shot clock, 2:55 left to go for the half. Villa inbounding. He finds Hedmaya. Now it's Jesus. Jesus up top, taking his time with 10 on the shot clock. Tries to use the pick, can't find his open. This is the back out to Villa. Shot clock winding down, and they're not able to get a shot up in time. And the Pioneers, this is a possession that the Pioneers need to take advantage of. They're up 2. They want to make it at least a 2-point possession ball game, or a 2-possession ball game, I should say, because going into that the second half, you need to have confidence. You need it, and getting a good lead is a necessity for the Pioneers.
Absolutely, and on the Putnam side of the ledger, you want to at least dig into that lead and make it respectful going in. If you're not ahead, but at least be as close as possible, so the mental advantage still rides with you.
Absolutely. Now for the Pioneers, it was looking to be a bounce pass, but that was a kicked ball violation, I believe.
I think a few stops here with the substitutions coming in. They're going to lose a little fluidity with the bigger man coming in as they've gone with their big lineup.
Well, yes, like we touched earlier, Power with the shot, good. But as I was saying, they boost the lead, but as I was saying, and as both of us were saying, that the big man rotation for the Pioneers can be a key use for them, as they definitely have the advantage over the Beavers.
Just continue to go to the rack, as he did here. Draw that foul.
That's what you need.
Rest and take those free throws, Cyril.
Absolutely. Well, if you look on the court right now, Taylon Martin not on for the Beavers. The leading scorer game right now will be number 33, TJ Power, the 6'6" freshman. So he's definitely got a lot in him, and seeing such great talent tonight, it's really entertaining seeing how the big man can hit his mid-range shots, get those rejections and the rebounds, and obviously being a little troublesome for the Beavers right now, not being able to contain him, but now the Beavers, a little confusion on the court.
They'll make some substitutions. As he's receiving some medical assistance,
nice shot,
it's probably drawing blood, so he'll have to stop playing, and they'll make the substitution as he gets attended to. I'd like to remind everyone there are going to be some amazing games throughout the week here, so to tune in to Focus Springfield, as we will cover as many of them as we possibly can.
I mean, the Hoophall Classic is such a prestigious tournament. I mean, not only for the local days of Thursday, Friday, and the exception of the Central Eagles playing on Monday night, but Saturday and Sunday. I mean, Sunday an incredible day, and as well as Saturday, Monday the private school day, but just an incredible weekend. And we see talents of Cole Anthony and Oak Hill, and it's going to be a great schedule. Honestly, I can't wait because myself and my friends, we will be here. But back to the action. Free throw, good. And now, Pioneers have ball. It's Power. Power finds the cut. Mid-range shot, good. 5-point lead now. The Beavers, they have it. And it's Martin back in. Calls for ball.
Pioneers are shooting the ball extremely well from the outside.
Absolutely.
I would love to know the percentages of the shots made versus missed. It's a really good game here.
Martin leading tonight with 8 points for the Beavers. For the Beavers, he's leading, of course. 1:18 left to go. Jesus with the three. Covered, and he gets it to go. 2-point deficit now on the board for the Beavers.
As we get close to the minute mark, we have a 2-point differential. 0. This has been some amazing basketball as the Beavers seem to get buried at times. They dig themselves right out. Think a stop here and tie this one up.
Absolutely. Well, you have to give props to not only the players, but William Shepard for getting his offense together at the timeouts that he's taken and at the quarter break, that he was able to let them know that 10-point lead that they had was not going to last, because as we can see now, this is a one-possession ball game right now. So
and as you see the
Beavers
2-1-2 defense assignment of the Pioneers, we'll see what the guard play will do for the Beavers.
Well, under pressure, the Beavers had trouble a couple plays ago at the shot clock. They couldn't find even to get a shot up, but just in between that shot clock, they weren't able to. This will be looking to be maybe the final play of the half, because the shot clock is not needed. So it was less than 30 to go. Now be the 10-second mark, and they're looking to drive. They don't care about holding it. Maybe not the best move, but they're able to contain it. Beautiful bounce pass to TJ Power. I want to give all the credit I can to Andres Torres finding TJ Power with that no-look over the defender bounce pass, and TJ Power able to finish, and he gets the 5-point deficit, or the 5-point lead for the Pioneers. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Focus Springfield at the 2019 Hoophall Classic. The Beavers are trailing the Pioneers 23-27. I'm Cyril Zanetti with
Tony Petaway, and don't you touch that dial. We'll be right back with more action.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at the second half of the 2019 Spalding Hoophall Classic. The matchup that we are covering right now is the Putnam Vocational High School Beavers going against the St. John's Pioneers. Right now, the Pioneers are up 5 points, 27-23, and now the Beavers are taking over strong right now. In the corner was Green, finds Martin.
Well, the Beavers have come out with some tenacity. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for Coach Shepard's speech at the half.
Absolutely. Well, now for the Pioneers, that was number 22, Owen Morera, able to get it to go. Now boost up the lead. Now, one thing that I want to just talk about real quick that I address almost every year, I do address every year, is if you look at the three-point line, there are two. Now, the eligible three-point line is the first one, the black line. Great block right there from Jernigan as he is bandaged up after he drew blood in the first half, as you can see. But back to what I was saying, there are two three-point lines, and the black one is the one that you can shoot from. Some of these players might see that and think, oh, I can't shoot from that because it's not the farthest one out, and that can definitely mess up their percentage. And right there, Martin taking the deep shot that he didn't need to take. He could have taken it straight on the line, and I haven't seen too many players take it from where it actually is, and instead they're taking it from the college-ish line. And there is that spin around shot, no good, and the Beavers look to take it back and not tie it up obviously right here, but looking to get possession of a good ball game once again. As we saw in the second quarter, out of the 2 of the first quarters they played, second quarter they looked amazing. Right there was Amaya, whose shot was no good, and the Pioneers rebound.
You've got
all the way
to get
down
back.
to the other side, out of bounds.
They've got to get back on that outlet pass. You cannot be caught sleeping or looking, as we said, a different sport in the back there.
Absolutely.
But back to basketball, as you mentioned with the three-point shot, there's a 2.5-foot difference between what is collegiate and what is regulation high school. But as you sit at these games and you have college scouts in the midst, you want to prove that you're ready to take your game to that next level, and that's where you say you make those differences in terms of your percentages because you want to take that deeper shot.
Well, absolutely. Well, right there, it looked like number 14, Nathan Bangandozu, was looking to get the charge foul, but instead wasn't able to get that call, and Martin finishes, and that's what I call playing the whistle, making sure that that whistle wasn't called. So I finished the play, did it excellently, and right there, Bobby Duquette able to sling down the 3, 32-25, and the score is just getting worse for the Beavers. They have to get on the board.
They're going to have to pick up the offensive intensity and definitely work their way inside. I know the front court is pretty big on the Pioneer side of the house, but they're going to have to think smart basketball, drive to the lane like he does, and hopefully we'll get that foul in the busing of a 2-point basket, and hopefully a chance at making the vintage three-point play as opposed to taking the deep range three.
Yes, absolutely. Like how you say the vintage, because that is what they need. They don't need a deep shot because they can take the shot that's closest, and it's not really the fact that it's closest, it's a shot that they should be taking. Get used to it, and beautiful strip from TJ Power, but the Beavers still have ball. De Jesus shot no good. And it's Martin now. Martin finds Green. Green's shot is no good.
They've grown cold from the outside. I'm hoping they pick it up a little. Looking to the
Bangadozu able to put it up for the Pioneers, and now 9-point deficit for the Beavers. And they've got to take over again. I mean, hopefully Shepard was able to get them going, as we definitely gave in that first quarter speech, you know, let them know what's going on, but they've got to get it together, and definitely want to look forward to seeing if they can pull a lead. But it's Jernigan now, and I just keep going to whether it's that a heavily contested 3,
wow.
Jesus able to get it to go, but as I was saying, now looking as Himea was looking for that full court press, but both teams now, mainly the Pioneers, they've been using that full court press or that full court trap just to make sure that they can set the tone for letting them right off the get-go after the score, that their defense is there. Beautiful find.
One too many passes, 3-point. 3-second violation.
3 second, yeah, offense 3 second, so.
Well, the substitutions are coming in. We're seeing what Coach Shep is definitely got his head in the game and using his bench to their strength. It's going to come down to conditioning and position.
Well, St. John's takes out TJ Power, and now back to the action. De Jesus shot no good, his pull-up J no bueno, and now it is St. John's. Bobby Duquette with it. It's Daniels. Shot is no good. Rebound by Morera. And that is just it. It was bad communication for the Pioneers, as both were looking to get the rebound, and instead they ended up pushing it out of bounds, and the Beavers take over. And there's a foul where the ball wasn't even involved. It was just a unnecessary foul for Andres Torres on Taylon Martin.
As you indicated, the pressure is immediate on the inbound. I mean, they are contesting, they're pushing, they're being very physical, and they're daring Putnam to come at them. And they're definitely weak side help, and the strength is in the middle of the paint there.
As they're definitely focusing on kind of a 2-3 defense for sure, as the Beavers are strictly on that man-to-man, and seeing a difference now.
in the size differential is as you look at the offensive rebounds and the second shot attempts by the Pioneer, is the difference in getting more looks,
Absolutely.
more opportunities.
Absolutely. Definitely compared to the Beavers. I mean, looking to see the improvements of rebound and physicality. But the first I must say, the first free throw attempt is no good, and definitely could have done a little better on that. And the second free throw was not taken advantage of, and he didn't take it to heart. But what could have been a 4-point deficit for the Beavers remains where it is now, and that's an out of bounds. Saved it, but too late.
Well, they definitely have to take advantage of this offensive opportunity by settling down, running the offense, as they have a good lineup on the floor. A little undersized with their big man taking a breather, but nonetheless, they're competing, and I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen thus far. I think they've just settled down and just play good, hard, smart basketball.
Now, one thing that Jesus demonstrated, tremendous three on that. But I love the use of the pump fake that he used at the top of the key. Even though he definitely would not have taken that extremely deep shot, he got the defender to budge and go into it. And that's just an execution of a smart play. Something that I always love using, the jab step or the pump fake. But back to the action, it's Taylor Martin onto the end zone. Slam dunk, get him some peanut butter for that jelly. Damn.
And that was a Facebookable moment there, Cyril. And the elevation on that one, I tell you, I was contemplating what was he going to do. Was he going to reverse it, two-hand, 1 foot? Was he going to tomahawk it, or just lay it up with the old George Gervin finger roll?
Yeah, like I said, that jam right there. But the most important part is, if you look at that score, 1-point differential now, and that's big. Coming into the quarter, they were down a lot and definitely wanted to spark that electricity. Like I always say, that's one of my favorite things, sparking that electricity for the offense and the defense and in general for the team. And now they've, at the Springfield Hoophall Classic, it's a 1-point differential, and that's what they need, Tony.
Yes, indeed. For those of you just tuning in, we're here in the city of Springfield Basketball Hall of Fame, the birthplace of basketball, here on the campus of Springfield College, where it all began some 100 years ago and some change, with Dr. Naismith with a board classroom,
peach basket,
a ladder,
absolutely,
and a referee.
And a volleyball. It's awesome. What was such a basic sport is now the interesting, entertaining, and awesome sport of basketball.
And it's growing globally, as we also have the women who will entertain us with their brand of basketball on tomorrow. So we're looking forward to that. And for those of you who don't have an opportunity to come out when we're viewing this, please stay tuned for additional programming as we will feature the women.
Yes, I mean, tomorrow will be a great game as we see the Central High School Eagles going against Osing High School out of New York. But back to the action. Like I said, 1-point lead for the Pioneers, at one point as high as 10.
A stop here would be huge for the Putnam Beavers, who are playing some incredibly tenacious defense.
Well, the Beavers haven't been able to get a lead, and that it just shows that there are several one-point baskets for them, and they just couldn't get to it. Maybe this time Beavers can stay strong and continue to score now, and it's Villa to Martin.
He smartly backs it out and looks for a better, higher percentage
Martin
shot.
finds Villa in the corner for 3, no good. And as I mentioned, they weren't able to seal the deal, and turnover. Whoa. That will be a turnover, and that will lead to the Beavers. But just notice how, right when that whistle is called, the Pioneers switch, and they get them down there for that trap. They get them down there for that full court press every time.
I love the way they contest right from the rip there, where the inbound ball, every contested shot, the collapse in the paint for every missed shot opportunity attempted by the Beavers.
it gives them an opportunity to stay in the game. Even there with the deflection, let's put it all on the floor, guys. Let's leave nothing.
Well, less than a minute to go. The basket from Nathan Bangadozo is good, and now a 3-point lead for the Pioneers. Now less than 35 to go. Taylon Martin having a good game tonight, 12 points. Taking it slow.
They go to the zone.
Finds Jesus. Does not get the three off the marks big time, and at this point, they have the shot clock, so they can just play it how they want. Set up an isolation if they really want it. Less than 6 to go now. They find in the corner, the three is good. 6-point lead now. Number 12, Lucas Sanfratello. And that is the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Closing in the start of the second half. 6-point lead for the St. John's Pioneers to the Putnam Beavers. Now, obviously, you are watching Focus Springfield at the 2019 Spalding Hoophall Classic at Springfield College in Springfield, Massachusetts, the birthplace of basketball. I am Cyril Zanetti with
Tony Petaway.
An absolute honor to be here, and Tony, has our opinions on what the Beavers need to do changed at all from the start?
No, basically, as we said from the start, they need to slow it down a little bit. They do have a size disadvantage because the Pioneers are some trees. They're 6'6", 6'7", look, 6'6", 6'4", and their front court. Backcourt's a decent-sized backcourt, and they're playing really smart basketball, and the rotation off the bench has been really good for both teams. Shepard has used his strengths and his ability. He doesn't have the experience he's had in former teams where he's had a couple seniors to boast, but that's what happens at this level. You get a good crop in, you get folks that transfer in from different places, and you have to work with what you have, and kudos to him in working it.
Absolutely, Tony. Said it great. And now, as the start of the fourth quarter is here, it'll be the Pioneers inbounding it, and the Pioneers are confident. But you can't be too confident, as the Beavers have perfect amount of time, plenty of time to get the game in their hands now. And
as you said, Cyril, there's a lot of basketball to be had. Let's stop here or there, as we've witnessed in the first, second, and third quarters of this game. Putnam to stay true to their game, get a couple stops, make those higher percentage shots, make them pay when they get to that free throw. That's the difference here. Missed free throws has been the difference in a really good high percentage shooting team on the Pioneers.
Absolutely.
They haven't missed much from outside.
And especially Duquette, who is once again at the free throw line, who obviously doesn't seem to miss. And you know, you look at a team like St. John's, they know their free throw percentage matters, and as we've seen tonight for the Beavers, their free throw percentage hasn't been the hottest. So we go back to the Beavers now, as the Pioneers were able to get both of their free throws to go. That was Bobby Duquette, and now it's Jernigan back to Villa, now to Martin. Martin up top, jab step, pull three is
nice.
Good. 6:36 now for the Beavers and 41 for the Pioneers, as Taylon Martin is performing tonight. 15 points of his own, and you gotta love to see the great Taylon Martin. And Sean Jernigan pulling his greatest Dennis Rodman impression, not stopping until the whistle is called. However, a great play from the Pioneers on not giving up, and Duquette drives, and he gets it to go off the glass in for two. The Pioneers are playing great, as well as the Beavers. Go back to that Jernigan play, just great athleticism, and you have to love the hustle on that to set up Taylon, but wasn't able to connect, and Duquette was on the other end, but Jesus able to drive efficiently for the Beavers now. 38-43, close game, 6:38 left to go in the final minutes, and now this is where the Pioneers are adjusting, and that was number 22, Owen Moreira, able to let it go.
Putnam is going to have to make some key stops on defense. It seems that the baskets are coming far easier for the Pioneers on the offensive side of the house, with shots being made without contention.
Well, absolutely right there to Jesus. Gets the rebound, gives it to Green. Green doesn't take the shot, gives it to Martin. Martin to Villa. Villa taking it slow. Less than 6 to go. To Green. Green shot on the wing, no good. Rebound from Duquette. Now it is the Pioneers. Duquette, beautiful pass to Power. Shot no good for once. Power misses that mid-range shot. But you have to love the hustle and the heart that the Pioneers have. They don't give up. Whenever something happens on the other end, they're there. They are chasing that ball no matter whose hands is on. And right there, Morera stepping up big this quarter. In this half especially, 10 points for him, and you just gotta love it.
You know, you have 4 of their players who are in double digits, and they're spreading the ball around easily. They're both taking turns. They're playing great team ball, and they're contesting every shot. As you look here, wherever the ball moves, you're going to see someone pop out. You're going to see at least 2 people underneath the basket or waiting for a setup for a rebound attempt of some sort.
Well, as there's 5:06 left to go, timeout called. Now, as I was going to say, 5:06 left to go in the final minutes of this incredible game, and a very important game for the Beavers here at the 2019 Spalding Hoophall Classic at Springfield College in Springfield, Massachusetts, the birthplace of basketball. Their city trying to defend it against the St. John's Pioneers out of Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Now, with as much that is left in this game, they are playing their hearts out, but St. John's is answering every single play that they propose. St. John's is there, offensively, defensively, all around. Coach Bob Foley Sr. doing a great job of managing that offense and defense for them, letting them know that they're doing a good job, but the game's not over. So they got to keep playing the way they are, and definitely Shepherd looking to make some adjustments to them and seeing what the Beavers can do.
Absolutely. We're talking St. John's basketball here. Their last 3 outings, more recent, they were victorious with a score of 69-41 over a good Marlboro team in a victory of 77-39 over North, and 69-57 a victory over Holy Name Central Catholic. So we have a really good basketball team in these Pioneers, but equally challenged will be the Beavers as we inbound with 5 minutes and 6 ticks on the clock left in this one. I think this is where the Beavers put their nose down and they dig into this deficit and make this a closer game and be an exciting play for us.
Well, St. John's is actually known, though, for destroying their opponents, and a 24-point margin is usually what the outcome is. And as that is their average, winning by at least 24, and they are the 3rd-ranked team in Western Mass and undefeated this season. Robert Foley doing a great job for the team, and incredible ball handling for Bengadozu, but the defense was there, and they take over, and it's Jesus finds Martin to hit Maya. Hit Maya for 3, no good. Rebound for Daniels.
Yeah, they're living and dying by the outside shot and that rebound to start that offense again for yet another attempt at increasing that lead.
Well, that was an incredible defensive stop, and Taylon Martin drives in. Timeout called for St. John's, and they'll bring their substitutions in. Now, Tony and I were talking earlier about how, you know, the three ball has really changed the game, and in almost every hoop ball that I've called, there's going to be that instance where it's like they're taking a lot of threes. They've got to change that, and you'd think that they change it, but these players are so used to chucking up those threes that it doesn't change their style, and I think they got to change it. What do you think?
I agree. I think if you definitely look inside, looking for the higher percentage shot, but then again, that's an old school mindset. But if they're able to rebound and get that second and third shot attempt at a 3-ball, then that's a little different. But if you're chucking them up and you're not getting a rebound and they're going the other way and they're making higher percentage shots, and granted, their jump shooting has seemed to been falling for them on this end. Maybe it's this end of the court. Who knows?
Absolutely.
But they've been stroking the ball pretty well. I think if Putnam picks up the intensity and makes some more shots, get some more decent shots in that 15-foot range, and draw a foul or two. There are not many fouls. When you look at the team foul situation here, you're 3-1. You gotta draw some fouls, get to that free throw line, and make them pay for it.
Absolutely. Well, now that the action has started, this is final 4 minutes of the game. Big for both teams. A 7-point lead for the Pioneers, looking to keep it, but also get it even more up there. And especially for the Beavers, looking to stop them and get a lead of their own, maybe, to win the game. And now it's Power who has it. Power back to Bengadozu. And right there, they find Lucas Sanfratello in the paint, puts it up, and finishes for them, 9-point lead.
What I like that Putnam is picking up the intensity on the defensive side of the court as they're beginning to put that trap and put that pressure and meeting them and contesting. Misassignment on this end with the easy basket, with the head fake, and obviously off the glass, but I love what I'm seeing when they're in there and they're playing true defense.
Well, Taylor Martin on the spin move draws the foul, and now at the free throw line, his first attempt was good. So a substitution for the Pioneers. They bring in Owen Morera.
With the made basket, they cut the deficit to 7. Hey, 3 minutes left is plenty of time to make a couple stops and make a couple big shots.
Well, now a 7-point deficit, as Tony predicted. Looking to stop, and now it's Duquette, guarded heavily by Hemaya. Look at him breezing by, drawing the foul, and you see, as we talked about the foul situation, one thing you got to realize though is in these last minutes, that's when the fouls really start mattering. You get put in that bonus, and you got to avoid the fouls, because so many fouls leads to getting every foul a free throw. So you don't want that.
I like that they've gone to a man-to-man and they're going to make them play, and it's going to come down to conditioning and making a good decision with the ball. If you're the Pioneers, you have to hold on, and you got to get back. You can't get beat like you did on that play. You have to play your guy.
Well, Power right there, able to kind of smoothly get in the paint by himself and get that to go, as Jernigan's 3 is off the marks, and now the Pioneers are happy with their 9-point lead. Another foul drawn, and
they'll put them at 5 team fouls. This is amazing, Cyril, to sit here and look around and span the crowd and just see so many who have contributed to this amazing sport that we are enjoying globally now. I see Travis Best in the crowd with his dad, Mr. Leo Best. Between the two of them, there are 5 Lahovic winner as best basketball players in Western Mass. Isn't that amazing? Under one roof.
A Springfield legend and a basketball legend. Awesome to see him. You know, he's always at Central, and it's great to see him around. Great individual, and awesome to see him here in an incredible community for the sport of basketball here in Springfield, Massachusetts at Springfield College for the 2019 Spalding Hoophall Classic tournament. It is the Putnam Beavers going against the St. John's Pioneers. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the game, as it is 42-51. Looking to make it 43-51 is Taylon Martin at the line. He's been excellent at the line tonight, and
yes,
I don't jinx it because he continues it. But coming up will be Springfield Central High School going against Sci Tech. And now just look how strong that defense is right there off the get-go, like the Pioneers do. But the foul is drawn. That is number 14, Yusuf Walker. Well, the Putnam Beavers have hopefully not started playing greatly too late, because there's now time winding down, 2:30. and the improvement of their play style has not really shown. Hopefully it changes, but right there, great defensive stop. There's Nashawn Jernigan.
Get the ball up the court.
Or sorry, that is Michael De Jesus. A shove call, I believe.
I like with the court vision, he was able to get the ball up the court, and he was able to draw the defender and draw the foul. It's team third foul, so they'll take it out underneath, and they'll try to dig into this deficit here, Ciro.
Well, absolutely now, as the Pioneers have built a strong lead for themselves, and the Beavers do not want to go down here at the Hoophall Classic in Springfield, representing the city. This is a big game for them. And now a turnover. Duquette. This is the Bengadozu. Back to Duquette. Duquette drives off the glass in for two. And now, just like that, a minute and 40 to go, a 10-point lead for the Pioneers as they are playing what seems to be unstoppable right now. But it goes out of bounds off of Trey Power as he kind of looked to save it, but at the end he flicked it out, so it was out on him. Didn't need to save it, so that's obviously going to maybe not cost them, but right there, it's not a play you want to make. 1:30 to go. De Jesus will be inbounding it for the Beavers.
53-43, as you mentioned, Ciro, a 10-point differential, but a good heads-up play off the back, keeping his head in the game. You gotta love it. Always have to be thinking of making that next move.
De Jesus not giving up on the play as he inbounds it to the opponent, grabs it off the back, and puts it up. Incredible play, adapted by the great NBA players.
Just really big down there in the forest.
1:05 to go in game time. Duquette up top on the logo. Duquette, beautiful cross back, and it's De Jesus with a beautiful steal going on to the other end. And great finish, but great credit to Bengadozu, able to almost be there for the Black. But a 6-point lead now. And whistle blown. Unsure on what was called. Jump ball, I believe? I'm confused. Okay, so there's a foul.
Side out.
Foul on Beavers as this game is not done. 33.8 to go. 6-point.
Another quick foul. The game has gotten pretty physical this last.
Oh, right there, Yusuf Walker looked to put it up, but he could not. Taylor Martin's putback was not there, and that is a blocking foul. Number 21, Jason Green Jr. Now 25.3 to go for the Pioneers. Obviously, I don't believe they will be able to last, but that is the shot clock, and they'll be going to the line in the bonus for the, once again, free throw attempt. Seems how Duquette has been at the line tonight. Perfect, incredible, and great for St. John's as most of his points have come from the line. That shows just how important it is to him. 16 points of his own for Duquette, and also Power with 16 and gets the go and gets another chance to put his team up even more with a shot clock left to go.
Yes, Duquette has been solid all the way around on both ends of the court. Definitely a great stroke. As you mentioned, Ciro, high free throw shot percentages coming out of him and the rest of the Pioneers as a team.
De Jesus with a beautiful mid-range J to go. Well, now 6 points again, and timeout called. 16.5 to go in the game. 55 points for the Pioneers to Putnam's 49. We've seen some heart really shown for the Beavers right now, but hopefully we don't finish this game saying it was too late, because, I mean, 16.5 to go. They might have an opportunity, but definitely what the Pioneers want, as those free throws really count. Because if they didn't go in, the Beavers really could have had a serious chance to put that in. They still do. Don't get me wrong, but it would have been much easier. And Bob Foley and his Pioneers are definitely happy on how they performed here in Springfield, Massachusetts, at the Hoophall Classic here at Springfield College. So, Tony, it's an honor right now being here, watching our debut game of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited with the opportunity was presented to me to come and voice a game with you. A little new to the color commentating thing, but we'll brush up on that. And it's been a joy to hear you and just your knowledge of the game and your enthusiasm around the stats, and just seeing you in other venues and saying, man, who's that young man? He carries himself with such a poise and such a maturity. And just a knowledge of this game that we're all learning and have learned to grow to love over the years.
Appreciate it so much, Tony. And
I'm super excited about the second game, too.
Already, man.
I really want to see this Central Side Tech head-to-head. But we're here, and this one's coming to a near, but the Beavers will definitely have to keep their heads high. This is a learning experience for them. They'll go back, look at the tape, and improve their position and get ready for Western Mass play. And I'm sure there'll be a team to look at as we get deeper into the tournament.
Well, absolutely just incredible already. I'm so happy to be here with you, Tony, and it's awesome as this first game is coming to its end. That just means it gets better. But 10.8, and the Beavers showing the heart that they need. But only 10.8 to go. I mean, they would have to get 2 quick threes in if they wanted to even tie it up. I mean, just think of how many opportunities on scoring a 2 they passed up for a 3 that was no good. Jesus puts, he didn't even get to go. That shot was good!
Oh,
and the foul is called. An incredible shot. As now a 3-point deficit that could end up being a 2-point deficit. But this is what really breaks a lot of people's heart. Jesus was at the line earlier tonight and missed both free throws. This could have been realistically a 1-point game if he hit those free throws. But let's see if he can get this one to go to make it a 2-point deficit for the Beavers.
This is a big one right here, ladies and gentlemen. With this one made, a steal, there's plenty of time, 5.3 seconds, enough time for a steal and a putback. So stay tuned, don't you go anywhere, and we'll see how this one plays out.
It takes 0.6 seconds to get a shot off, usually from about the half-court range, so they have plenty of time to get a solid shot up. And look at that. Once again, the free, F-R-E-E, that spells free. The free throw attempt, no good for the Beavers. And that, I'm not saying that concludes the game. I'm not saying that. But I'm telling you, if he hit his free throws and not worrying about the threes, this team could be in a much easier predicament, and it stinks because these guys played incredible all around tonight. The Beavers are showing heart, but it was no good on that free throw. As Jesus, really, I have to give him credit for an incredible and 1 3 that he made. Never would I even come close to making that. And just like that, power,
timeout.
No good on the free throw. An efficient team at this free throw, no good on that one. And I must note that for the Putnam Beavers, their free throw leader is Taylon Martin with 30. And after that, with 11, is Mikel Jesus. Only 11. Now, however, though, the big 30 for free throws made for Taylon Martin, big for him, as he's tonight hasn't missed a free throw, and that's big for him. But
so now, what do you think Coach Shepard is drawing up on this inbound play with 3.2 of a second remaining with an opportunity to tie, or if fouled in the event of a made 3-point shot, a chance to win the game.
Go to the foul shot. Well, he's definitely saying if that happens, make the free throw. And even if it's not even if it's not an and one, to make the free throws.
Right.
But a 3-point deficit for the Beavers with 3.2, realistically, plenty of time to get a perfect shot up. Because I mentioned earlier, 0.6 seconds to get a shot off in time, usually, depending on how bad your shot is.
So they have to go the entire length of the court. So your 1.6 second rule is in play.
Yep, at 0.6 second. And now they roll smartly, but DeJesus has it. Foul called.
It's a smart foul in comparison to what has happened so far. They know that they've been challenged at the charity line. Foul them quickly. Don't let them get off the 3-point shot. That's what can tie them.
If DeJesus,
they get the ball back.
If DeJesus gets first free throw, makes the second, they have 1.2 inbounded, not a three, anything. That's game. 1.2 seconds after, if he can hit both those free throws, because he needs to. Hasn't made a free throw tonight, and that's big.
What a heads-up play on the Pioneer player.
Absolutely.
To have the wherewithal to not let him get off that 3-point shot.
Just a foul.
Just
perfect.
Foul.
I mean, especially because they know how he is at the free throw. But I will mention tonight, Mikel DeJesus with 20 points over Taylor Martin's 18. He's playing great. It's just big for those free throws. You have to hit those free throws, but an exceptional player. I mean, I've been saying this, I always say this, and I know I'm not the only one, but I'm just a huge emphasizer on free throw, and it does aggravate me sometimes just watching it, seeing my teams lose, especially in the NBA, teams losing because they can't make the free throw, and it's at the stage where, don't you think that that's what they should be, they shouldn't even have to practice that should be set in stone. Because they know that's what the game comes down to.
Yeah. Well, the Pioneer lineup is back in, and at the line, your guy, Jesus, will attempt two, and we'll await the, one, I stand corrected, actually. And we'll await if he makes the qualifier,
and he does. That's big.
Thankfully. So a free throw for you, my man.
There we go.
This is a big one here.
Now, it would have been tie game if he made the other ones. No good. Oh, he tries to pull him on Ginobili, and that is game. The St. John's Pioneers take the W home to Shrewsbury, 55-53 for the Putnam Beavers. Tough game for them as it came down to the free throws, but a great game for the Pioneers here at the 2019 Spalding Hoophall Classic at Springfield College in Springfield, Massachusetts. Coach Bob Foley for the Pioneers. An exceptional win for them as they were able to seal the deal. I am Cyril Sinetti alongside
Tony Pettaway, and we are here in the birthplace of basketball, Springfield, Massachusetts.
And you are watching Focus Springfield.